Hey YouTube, this is Raj, and today I'm going to be looking at what the best protection enchantment is in Minecraft, so why don't we get started. So just remember, with protection enchantments, they're incompatible with each other, so you can only choose one protection to go on each piece of armor, and protection enchantments can only be enchanted on the helmet, the chest plate, the leggings, and the boots. So the first one is blast protection. So the maximum level is 4, and it protects you from blasts or explosions. And how it works, the formula is 8 times the level of the enchantment. So the maximum level is 4, so it'd be 32% that it would actually reduce the explosion damage, and the maximum that it can be capped at is 80%. So this means that if you have multiple pieces of armor with blast protection, it'll add those up, and if it adds up to more than 80%, you'll only get 80% reduction in blast protection. So just quickly, so you know what exactly constitutes blasts, they are creepers or charged creepers, TNT, and if you destroy the end crystal. Okay, so what we're going to do is just test this out to see how blast protection actually does. So I have TNT here. I am equipped with blast protection 4 on all my pieces of armor, and there's the TNT, and let's see how much damage it does. So you can see it didn't actually do any damage. You can see that my durability was used up a bit on these pieces of armor, but you can see that my health is still at full hearts and my armor is still at the maximum, even though I was pretty much 2 blocks away from the TNT. So the second one is fire protection, and the maximum level of this enchantment is 4. It reduces ongoing fire damage that isn't absorbed by armor, and the formula is 15 times the level of the enchantment, and that reduces the amount of burn time. And if there are multiple pieces of armor with this enchantment, the highest one is taken. So that means that really it only is useful if you have one piece of armor with fire protection, but it is useful in that it reduces the amount of damage you would take. Okay, so in order to test the fire protection, first I'm gonna go through the fire without any protection on to see how much damage I do. So you can see I caught on fire. I did about half a heart of damage. So you can see it was restored pretty quickly. So now I have fire protection boots on, fire protection 4, so we'll see how it's different than if I had no boots on. So you can see it pretty much did no damage to me. I'm still at full hearts, my defense points are the same. So really the thing with fire protection is it just reduces your burn time. So it just means that you won't catch on fire and it won't do as much damage to you when you're actually on fire. So the third one is projectile protection, and the maximum level of this is 4. It reduces the damage from arrows, tridents, shulkers, fireballs from ghast and blazes, and the formula is level times 8, and that is percentage. So it'll be 32% that it reduces it for that piece of armor, and it'll be capped at 80% total for all the pieces of armor combined together. So now I'm going to test out the projectile protection. So you can see that I have a dispenser here, it's loaded with arrows, so it'll just hit me. I have no armor on, so this will give you an idea how much damage it does. So it looked like it went down to about 1.5 hearts before it started to restore my health. So now I have full enchanted armor with projectile protection, all at level 4. So let's do the same test. So it hit me, it looks like it didn't even do any damage, I didn't even notice anything. Let's try it again just to make sure. So yeah, it looks like it didn't even do any damage to me, but you can see that the durability was used each time. And the last one is the protection enchantment. So the maximum level is 4, so this is more of a general protection. So the formula is 4 times the level percentage, and then so the maximum level would be 4, so it'd be 16% per each piece of armor, and it'd be capped at 80%, which you can actually reach. So right now I have no protection armor on, and unfortunately I have some TNT here, so I'm going to activate the TNT and see how much damage it does. So right here it should do, probably will do a lot. So it took about 2.5 hearts of my damage out. Okay, so now I have the enchanted armor, all protection 4 enchanted. So I am going to throw the switch and see how much damage it does to me. So I actually did no damage to myself. You can see that I was already 1.5 hearts damage down. So the protection enchantment really prevented me from taking any damage. So that was all of the protection enchantments for Minecraft. So if you're wondering which one I would say is the best one, I mean, protection's pretty useful because it applies to everything. I would say blast protection is the second most useful because the explosions can cause a lot of damage to you. I think the third one would be fire because it reduces the amount of fire damage you take, and projectile, I just don't think it applies to that many situations. But I would also say remember that there are caps to the amount of damage you can reduce, so it doesn't make a lot of sense to have a lot of blast protection on you on every piece of armor. So it might be a good idea to have a mix of different kinds of protections. So one to maybe reduce the amount of fire damage you take, maybe a couple if you want to reduce the amount of blast protection, but overall you probably want more protection enchantment just in case. So if you're interested, I've also done videos on armor enchantment guides that you can check out. If you like this video, please give me a like. If you want me to keep producing content, give me a subscribe. You can always leave a comment, I appreciate that. And stay classy, YouTube. This is Raj.